Dumelang, good morning. My name is Mukhadi Rametsi. Today we want to look at preferential procurement. Preferential procurement is in the Codes of Good Practice. And when we look in the Codes of Good Practice, it has five pillars. The first pillar is ownership, which aims to increase ownership of productive assets and economic participation of Black people. The second pillar is management control. It aims at to increase the number of Black people who control and manage the productive asset. The third pillar is skills development. Skills development aims at training that will improve the skills and capabilities of the workforce. The fourth pillar is enterprise and supply development. It aims to promote the establishment and development of Black businesses, as well as the procurement of product and services from these Black businesses. The last pillar there is socio-economic development. This one, it aims at encouraging businesses to contribute Black communities to improve their life, to have access to the mainstream economy. So when we look at the fourth pillar, which is enterprise and supply development, is divided into three. The first one is preferential procurement, which has 27 points. And today we are talking about this preferential procurement. The second sub-element there is supplier development. It has 10 points. Enterprise development, it has 5 points. So today we are looking at preferential procurement, which has 27 points. But before we get to the preferential procurement, what is it, and the scorecard, I want us to encourage the small businesses and medium businesses to say we are living in a tough economic times. So I want us to start looking at researching the industry that we are operating in. What is the latest trend in this particular industry that I want to provide goods and services? And let's compare the statistics and the growth in that industry. Because when you look at the growth, it will tell you that you need to invest more money in your business because the industry is good. And the other thing, we need to look at the areas that are expanding in that particular industry and look at the areas that are declining in that industry that you want to provide goods or services, because you will be able to know that I'm going to start investing my money, my energies into this particular industry because it's growing. And I'm going to give an example. When we look at 2020, now is May, in globally, we see that IT is going to increase. The automation, the digitization is going to increase because people have seen through the experience of COVID-19 that IT has become important. The meetings are now done via Zoom, Teams, Skype, and. So it means the IT part of every business is going to increase. So you need to look at that. But most importantly, you need to look who are your customers. And okay, we need to look at what we call market placement. Market placement talks to who are your customers, what do they want, what do they believe in. And these are important because once you know what they want, you are able to provide relevant products or services that they're looking for. And once you know their belief, you then match what they believe in, what they want to do as the business. So that is the best. So preferential procurement as an element, particularly of goods and services, this helps the activities in the economy, because once we start to procure goods and services across each other's business, it will leave a positive impact to South African economy, and it will provide growth and opportunities for job creation when big businesses procure from SMMEs. So, and also the most important thing is that these opportunities are actively they will be helping Black business to actively participate in the value chain of all the businesses. So Black Black-owned businesses have the opportunity through this element to start looking at what are the things that I can do to give service or to deliver products to this particular company, because that will help your business grow, and as well it will help the other company that is your customer to say, you are the right supplier to our business, we want to keep you, you are relevant. Because other people, they get business but they become irrelevant with time. They're not able to keep up with what the business believe in or what the business want to do. So once we know what the businesses want to do, we become relevant. But the other thing that I want to talk about before I forget is the localization, procuring or strengthening of local procurement. As South African, we need to start looking at strengthening the local procurement, because it is through localization that our economy can grow. Once we start to rotate money within South Africa, our economy can grow. So it means the manufacturing companies, when we look now at the gloves, all this PE equipments that we're looking for to protect ourselves against coronavirus, we cannot be procuring that overseas. We need to be manufacturing that in South Africa so that our economy can grow. And one of the things is that in procurement, once you start to procure, you will then reach your sub-minimum, because procurement has what we call sub-minimum requirement. It has 40%. That 40%, you have to meet it. If you don't meet it, you will drop a level. Even if your points, even if you were at level 4, and you did not reach the minimum requirements of preferential procurement, you will then be discounted to level 5. So it's important for companies to start realizing that I have to meet minimum requirements set in the Code of Good Practice, which is the 40% sub-minimum of the total criteria. And if that is met, then you are okay. And that also helps black businesses, because once you're a black person and you are procuring, you are helping the big business to be BE compliant. But you yourself, you need to be BE compliant, because once you are a BE compliant, they can procure from you if your quality is good, if there's no risk, and all those things that we consider when we procure from a new supplier. Now I want to talk about the scorecard of preferential procurement, which is the core of what of my message today, to say the scorecard is there to make sure that companies comply with it. And while they comply with it, it gives an advantage to the small businesses, because it says when you are BE compliant, you then have a space to get in or to tap into that market and get a business. So when we look into the preferential procurement score, it has 5 categories. And the first category there, when we look at it, is the BEE procurement spend from all the suppliers. It has a target. The compliance target is 80%. So, and once the BEE procurement from all suppliers has a compliant level, then they will get 5 points out of 27 points. So they will get 5 points, which means they have complied with the target of 80%. The second category there is the qualifying small enterprise. The qualifying small enterprise is the enterprises that are making a turnover between 10 million and 50 million. So if a measured entity or a company procure with this particular kind of business that is BE compliant, they then get the points, and the points allocated there, the maximum points allocated is 3 points when they reach compliance target of 15% of the total spend. But below that, we also have the exempted micro enterprise. Exempted micro enterprises, these are the businesses, that startup businesses, that the turnover is from 0 to 10 million. So if your business is between 0 and 10 million, you belong to that category. And what happens is that when business procure with you, they then get 4 points. And you can see that is 1 point above the qualifying small enterprises, because they're trying to encourage big businesses to procure with small businesses. So it's 1 point, but the compliance target is 15%. And the other one is where, remember, this one is all the compliance. The above three that I've already stated is when you are being compliant. But there's one where it talks specifically about Black ownership. This is the fourth category, where it says 51% of Black owned businesses. So if a measured entity or an organization procure with companies that are 51% or more or Black owned, then they get 11 points. 11 points. So, and that 11 points is the biggest in all the categories. So it means when you procure with Black businesses, particularly the ones that are over 51%, then you get 11 points, and you should have, the 11 points is the maximum point. You should have met your compliance target of 50%. The other elements there, the last element there is the one of Black women owned. The Black women owned, the percentage of Black women owned is 30%. So 30% of Black women owned, you get 4 points if you have met your compliance target of 12. So when you look at all this, you will realize that some of these things is a duplication or they double count, because if you are compliant, you'll be in the category 1 of all the suppliers. And let's say you are an EME, so you will still get points under the all suppliers that are EME. You will still get the 4 points there. And if you are Black, you will belong there on the 51% Black people. But if you've got 30% Black women, then you still get more points. So procurement is very interesting in its nature, because companies, when they score from being compliant, and the Black people and the Black owned and the small business, they just get more points. They never decrease. So I don't see why companies cannot procure from Black people or businesses that are being compliant. So this is why we need to encourage businesses to say, start looking at procurement and procure from qualifying small enterprises, from exempted micro enterprise, from Black owned businesses, and from Black women owned businesses, because they can only get a benefit. But there is a bonus point, and the bonus point there is with the spend that goes to the designated group. The percentage there is the designated group is the military veterans, the youth, and etc. But the points there, you will have your compliance target is 2%, and the points that you will get is the 2 points, and this is a bonus point. So if you have procured from the youth, is a bonus point, military veterans and all those, you will get the 2 bonus point under your procurement, your preferential procurement. So I'm encouraging small businesses to start looking at the procurement as a strategic element into their business, to say, if we are compliant, and we are relevant, and we've got the goods and services with the quality that the measured entity are looking for, they do not have a reason of not why they cannot procure from you. And the issues of price and other things can be debated, but I'm saying you need to make sure that your qualities and other things are in place. You need to make sure that you are BE compliant. You need to make sure that you are SARS compliant. You need to make sure that you are CIPC compliant. You have taken your returns to CIPC. You also need to make sure that you are compliant on the central database from the Treasury portal. You need to make sure that you are always compliant there. Lastly, I want to encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Mokgadi Rametsi, Be Simplified. Please subscribe and get more information on the Codes of Good Practice and many more information that is being simplified. Thank you for watching. God bless you.